Hey, what is going down, everybody? And welcome to a very special Am I Still on the Air? They're all very special, but we're doing something a little bit different tonight. As you know, it is Monday, it is July the 25th, broadcasting live here on the YouTube channel. And this past weekend was a little something cool, a little something different. A lot of you guys out there be waiting every year for something like this. In the last couple years, we haven't had it. COVID hit and things got delayed, things got pushed back. But 2022, back with a vengeance. It was Comic-Con 2022. So, of course, the big gathering in San Diego where everybody comes out and for several days gets to see a lot of cool stuff, gets to go to panels, gets to see early footage, trailers, all kinds of hotness. But one of the best things with Comic-Con is the Hall H panel that is on Saturday. And that is a lot of stuff going down. That's when all the big studios go and they release their high anticipated stuff, especially when it comes to DC, Marvel. Hall H is where it's at. And, Marvel the past couple years, even before COVID, it actually started to pull out of Comic-Con because they're owned by Disney. And Disney has D23, which is their own big kind of Comic-Con that they like to do on their own now. And they did save a lot of announcements for D23. So we got some blanks on the slate, but they did return to Comic-Con this year and announced quite a few things that we're going to get into. But as you see, I have a guest, and that's my boy Peeps. And he was there in San Diego at Comic-Con. So Peeps, what up, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey humans, hey DX, what is up? I was there, and the blood, the sweat, and the tears that I gave up to be able to give
Yes.
you guys this knowledge, this insider knowledge, man. Oh my God, I don't think I've smelled so bad in my life, but you know what?
Yeah.
It was worth it. Let me tell you,
Yes.
it was worth it.
Well, I'm
Um,
glad to hear that because I saw that line, man, and I don't know how you did it, but you'll have to let us know. But because you posted up a video on Friday
yeah.
showing that Hall H line, and I was like, hot damn.
Dude,
So
and it kept going. If I could have done
yeah,
like a sped up like
yeah, time lapse.
time lapse of me walking through that line, you was like, Woody, you're not going to get in. And yeah, it's you meet friends on the way and they kind of help you out with things. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That's awesome. It's great to see. It's crazy how much has changed because I'll say for myself, I went to Comic-Con in 2009 and
Yep.
I have not been back since. And in 9 it was like the last year before the rest of the world kind of figured out what the hell Comic-Con was because
Right.
I remember like getting in no problem to the 2009 stuff. I mean, Hall H, I was there all day as well, but I got in line at like 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday and good to go. A couple hours later, I'm right in Hall H, no problem, right?
Yeah.
Now you hear all the horror stories about the lines wrapped for miles and camping out days before and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if I could do that
Yeah.
anymore. Like I just don't. And it's crazy to see where we're at because when I went in 2009, I saw the first footage for Iron Man 2.
Right.
And here we are. We're gonna talk about phase 4, 5, 6,
That's
the
funny. I think
all the
Friggins was
upcoming
there for
stuff.
that too.
Was he? Oh man,
Yeah,
we'll have
yeah,
to talk
yeah.
about that. Yeah, I was there for that, and then obviously the first footage for Avatar. I mean, it was
Right.
crazy, man. It was
Right.
a big Comic Con, but then the very next year, trying to go again in 2010, impossible to get tickets, and it was like, dude, I didn't have any problem at all getting them in '09, but
Right.
10, 11, 12, 13, I tried for years and could not get tickets to that damn
Yeah.
thing, and then pretty much gave up after my daughter was born. But maybe one day we'll make our way back.
Man, it's crazy, dude, because I was thinking like sitting in that line for 24 hours, I'm meeting people, we're talking, we all have the same kind of mindset, right? We're all a bunch of
Yeah.
nerds that are willing to sit in line for 24 hours to watch some trailers. But I was thinking, man, like, how dope would this be if I had my boys with me, if I had you and Friggins and whoever else, just to kind of share this experience and share this excitement and the speculation. Do you think we're going to get this? Like the anticipation, that's building up towards it as well is just incredible. And then, you know, we go to the Shazam trailer, you know, they talk about family. Like you build like this Hall H family where everyone has like your back, and then like you want to go to the bathroom, they got their spot for you. If you want to go home and take a nap and go to sleep for a little bit, as long as you're back before that 7 a.m. cutoff, you know, they'll hold that spot for you. And you know, everyone's sharing resources. Some people came prepared, some people didn't come prepared. So it's like, yo, man, you're looking a little flush. You want some water? You want some Nutri-Grain bars? You know, it's, I don't know. It was dope. It was dope.
Dude. Yeah, I can just imagine. Like I said, I love it. I love the concept. I mean, it is a crazy several days. So yeah, so props, because I saw that line, did not think you were gonna power through it, and then you were like, I'm in, and we're like, oh shit, all right, cool, let the games
Yeah.
begin. We are
I'm not
in
gonna
there.
lie though.
So
My 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 endurance was wavering multiple times. I reached out to Friggins. I'm like, y'all need to come. Like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like, I don't think you guys can see, but maybe you can. Like, I have the worst sunburn on my hands. Like,
yeah.
it was worse a couple days ago, but I got burnt. I don't know why. I thought I was good at everything but my hands, but
We getting
yeah.
some love here in the chat. Christopher Eason says, you're a real one for that. That's dedication.
Thanks,
And our
Ethan,
girl
man.
Amanda is a crazy dedication. So yeah, it
Appreciate it,
does,
y'all.
man. It takes a lot to be in that line. That's for damn sure.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so there's a lot going on with Comic-Con, but today's show we're really focused on the DC Marvel breakdown. You know, and
Yeah.
I did an Am I on the Air Quick Bites episode last night, about 15 minutes, just really breaking down the Marvel side of things. But really wanted to jump on here again with Peeps, just because he has that perspective from being there, actually seeing it. And there was some stuff that was shown that we did not see. You know, there was stuff
Yep.
from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania and Secret Invasion and different things that were shown, different interviews, different things from the panel presentations. And I really wanted to add that kind of insight into just what's coming soon. And we will
Sure.
talk about that, obviously, but you know, that's the perspective that I really wanted to get into. So
Sure.
I will kind of say here at the top again, spoilers, just for, you know, for those of you that don't want to
Yeah.
know what the footage is. You know, if you're like, I don't want to know what he saw from Guardians, I don't want to know what he saw from Ant-Man,
Yeah.
you know, you could either watch and then kind of bounce out when I show you the little tag at the bottom here of what we're going to talk about, or just circle back later if you decide, whatever the case. But I don't want anybody getting mad. We are going to break it down. This is what we saw, this is what Peeps saw, and then kind of, you know, go from there. So let's see here, man.
It's good that you say that, DX, because like
Yeah.
watching those trailers and experiencing those moments, like with the She-Hulk trailer and the thing that
Yeah.
happens at the end of that trailer, like everybody exploded and we were so hyped. And then I'm throwing it at you guys in the chat and I'm feeling bad because it's like, oh
Yeah.
man, I'm kind of taking that moment away from you guys. But like,
Nah.
apologies, man. I was just so excited at that moment, dude.
No apologies. You know, we wanted to know the deets, for sure,
Yeah.
especially because, you know, a lot of that stuff was going to leak and it was going to get put out anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you might have mentioned a little guy popping up, and then, you know, the trailer's released to the public 5 minutes later. So we were
Right.
going to find it out anyway. So,
Yeah.
so let's start quickly with the DC presentation, because obviously this wasn't much. So we'll kind of get this in. This was first thing in the morning too, which I found very odd, right? Like this was like 10 o'clock in the morning.
First one.
Like,
Yep.
like right out the gate, I woke up and was like, holy shit, DC's going on already. All
Yeah.
right, here we go. And then Marvel wasn't until like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So there was quite a gap there. But yeah, the DC presentation. And I want to start off with, where the hell was Superman? So no Henry Cavill. I'm going to say, so
Nothing.
a couple days before Comic-Con, a Variety, which is one of the biggest news outlets in the world, put out an article saying, rumor has it that DC is about to make a, you know, big presentation at Comic-Con, and Henry Cavill's going to be there, and he's going to come out on stage, and they're going to announce the next Superman project, and they're going to show where we're headed in the DC universe. And dude, the whole internet exploded. Henry Cavill was trending all weekend on Twitter. Everybody was stoked.
Yep.
And then the panel happens, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. And then they're like, good day, everybody. And it did not happen. No Henry Cavill. No
Yeah.
Superman announcement. I saw during the Black Adam panel that somebody had asked The Rock, who would win between in a fight between him and Superman, and he said it depends who's playing him, which I thought
Yeah.
was a very interesting.
Everybody went nuts, man. That was good. That was
Which I
good.
thought was a very, very interesting way to go about it. There are a ton of rumors that Henry Cavill will be in Black Adam, that we will see him return as Superman.
Wow.
There's We thought we were going to get him on stage. We thought we were going to see him in the new trailer that was going to drop, and we didn't. It still feels like Black Adam is holding back on us. I feel like these trailers are very half-assed. Like they're just trying to protect something, right? Like I
Sure.
feel like it was Comic-Con and they only released a minute and 20-second like sneak peek, and that's very weird. Like it's Comic-Con. Like I thought there would be some big ass like 5-minute trailer that they would have shown you guys or something,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't seen like what is the point of this movie? Like is it just him against the Justice Society? I feel like there's more to it, and I feel like they're hiding something, and that something might be Superman. And so I'm not giving
Yeah.
up hope that that's the case, but it was very disappointing. Did you hear anything while you were there about the whole Superman thing? Did you feel like the crowd was like, come on, like Cavill? Like, were you hearing anything being there?
100%. More from when they open up the panel to questions, right? And like they screen the questions, they say, don't
Yeah.
ask this, don't ask this, don't ask this. But I feel like once they got up there and actually asked the question, each time, even in the Shazam panel that happened before the Black Adam, people were asking like, "Yo, what are the chances of Superman popping up? What are the and then even in the Shazam, what are the chances of Black Adam popping up?" And unfortunately, they're like, "That's an amazing question. I'm not going to answer it. Next question,
Yeah.
please." Because obviously, they can't. But the fans, the people asking questions, everybody, like, yes, we wanted to know what was happening, and the way that they would introduce the panel. The first was the Shazam, which was very basic, but then once the Black Adam one happened, and I don't know if you want to get here a little bit later or not, but
Yeah, we'll go
like,
to that in a sec.
okay, but yeah, but that was such an epic introduction to that one. And then when the Black Adam was over, we're like, okay, what's going on? What's next? And then it just cut off. Like, all right, and the little hot dog came walking by, like, go to the bathroom, and I was like, man, it why?
Disappointing.
We were talking again, sitting in there talking to all the dudes in the line. Yeah, we were saying that, like, they're saying it's a WB, but are they? They're definitely not going to show anything Flash related. But are we going to get any big announcements? Are we going to get a timeline? Are you going to get anything on this
Yeah.
the TV shows or Peacemaker season 2, or even the Amanda Waller show coming out? And I don't know if you guys saw, but
Yeah.
was Amanda Waller in the trailer that they released to everybody?
No, she wasn't, but they did announce that she's a part of the movie.
Okay, man, I wonder if you guys saw a different one than us. But yeah, they showed Amanda Waller in the trailer.
Oh, see, so we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very odd for DC to come to this thing and really half-ass it, like very much so. Like I understand they're in a tight spot with Flash, but that movie's done. And you're gonna release it at some point, so why not show a sizzle reel? You don't have to bring the panel out. You don't got to say, "Hey, here's Ezra Miller." Like, but you could just here's some footage. Here's Michael Keaton as Batman, right? Show us some cool shit. Aquaman is done. Why was there not any Aquaman 2?
Nothing.
Like, I don't get that. They just finished Batgirl. They just finished Blue Beetle. Why are they not showing any first looks at any of this stuff? Like, I don't get it. Who the fuck is running DC? I love DC, and I'm just like left scratching my head that they fucking brought out 2 things and said, "See you later." And I just don't get it.
And when do they have the DC fandom? I'm like, I wonder if they're like holding off for that.
Well, fandom, I like fandom, but the last couple of years, fandom was not used to announce anything.
Okay,
like all they did was show a trailer or show footage, like or do an interview. Like there wasn't a single piece of breaking news in the last 2 years on DC fandom. So I mean, unless they're completely revamping it this year and they're trying to hold tight.
This is going to be their big announcement.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. And especially if you're if you're there with like, the place is flooded with all the Marvel fans, like,
Yeah.
let's just throw that in their face and get everyone's lips all wet and excited for what's to come with DC. We've had some ups and downs with DC, and in my opinion, the future looks very promising for all of DC films, and it's just like, why not give us some more? Give us that carrot at the end of the stick, keep that excitement going. But just big missed opportunity, man, in my opinion.
Massive missed opportunity. So much that they could have shown. They have projects in development that are done, and we didn't even bother. So, but let's go with what they did show. Like we said, we got two things, and obviously the big one was that they kicked off with was Shazam, right? So bringing out Zachary Levi out on stage, the director, the cast. And we finally got our first full trailer for Shazam Fury of the Gods, which I love this trailer. I thought the trailer was fantastic. Got some good laughs, saw some good action. I like seeing just the whole dynamic. It looks like we're really building up from what the first movie was.
Sure.
Which I love the first movie. I love Shazam. So very happy to see that we're getting a sequel, that we're getting it this year. It was supposed to come out next year and they moved it up to December. So this was awesome. So walk me through your thoughts on Shazam, the panel, the trailer. What'd you think about this debut?
I thought it was an amazing start to the entire event period. I mean, from they started with Zachary Levi, that's his name, right? They started with him coming out, and his energy is amazing. Like, he's just like bop the boop the boop boop, and then everyone else is kind of coming. All the other cast members are coming out after that, and then they show the trailer, or before they even have everybody else come out, they show the trailer, and we see that Lucy Liu is in it, and we see the other actress that's super
Helen Mirren.
Yes, yeah, we see that she's in it as well, and then when they talk about like family and the humor and
good.
The kid that plays as little kid Billy, when he was talking about it, he said in the Shazamily. And as soon as they said that, they were like, "Oh, it's new hashtag Shazamily. Who came up with that?" And then him and Zachary started getting in an argument, and it was just like really, really fun. It's just all of them kind of together, and they kept talking family, and I don't know, just for some reason, obviously that was the vibe. The word of the day was family, because you just felt the closeness of the cast. And with the way that Shazam ended, like, it seems like they're keeping that same energy and just going through with whatever else that the adventures they'll get into. But I mean, this is one of those
Fast and Furious movies, and it's all about family.
Guys,
family. Yeah, that was so good. And the fact that he's doing that with Helen Mirren, who was in Fast and Furious. So super funny and meta at the same time. So I love it.
Yeah. It's their Helen Mirren in that universe.
So good. Yeah, my daughter loves Shazam. We watched that trailer when it came out Saturday. She's super excited. Can't wait for that one. Did they give anything away or talk about anything cool that you want to add during the presentation?
It was all surface level. And again, this is one of those things where I'm saying, like, I kind of wish I would taken notes, but no, they didn't. Obviously the bad guys, they say they're like the children of Atlas or something like that. So Shazam, he has to do with a lot of the gods of DC. So maybe we're going to get a little bit more into the new gods or the old gods of that world. But no, they didn't really. They were being really tight-lipped about things, and that was the first panel where each audience member was asking, like, "Can you tell me more about?" And they were like, "I'm sorry, I can't tell you anything else." And whereas the only fun question they asked is like, "What would you do, or what would Barry do if he got the Shazam powers?" Is that does he like play a character named Barry or something like that in another show? Is it Barry or
Zachary?
Yeah.
No. Chuck,
that's what it was. Yeah. What would Chuck do if he got the Shazam powers? And I don't know. It wasn't as fun as an answer, but it was a fun question. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah,
I want to know how the hell how's the wizard back? That's what I want to know.
Right?
He died.
he didn't even come out when they had all the cast members come out. Like he wasn't even part of it. So yeah, it's crazy. Like it's been a while since I've seen that movie, but I thought that I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't even
Yeah, he was
there.
dying. That's why he needed someone to take the Shazam powers from him. And then
Maybe
he's all over this trailer, like, come on, Billy, let's do this.
maybe it's like Star Wars rules, you know. It's just his
He's a
ghost is like,
god. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. You need the the God Slayer sword to kill him, but
Yeah.
yeah, man, that one it was super fun. It was an amazing start to it, and it got me excited for it. It's going to be like one
Yeah.
of those happy-go-lucky kind of fun movies that you'll enjoy and probably tug at your heartstrings a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, that one
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to.
Yeah, trailer was fantastic. We got it up on our Twitter page and stuff and our Facebook if you want to check it out. Super hilarious. I love when all the kids are together and the parents are like, "Where are you going? To fight crime?" Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so no, looks really good. I like the idea too of him kind of being like, I thought we were a family and kind of fighting together, but everybody's
Mhm.
kind of doing their own thing. So
Right.
I like that because I was like not sure how I would feel with a sequel that's just all of them doing it together all the time. I kind of
Yeah.
want just the Shazam focus, right? Like it
Hmm.
was cute that the whole family got powers, but I wasn't super big on that in the first one that we were going to go right into that. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to take it off Shazam, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it's kind of I like that they're going to kind of separate them a little bit and then kind of bring them in and out. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I don't know much about the comics, but I know that there's been a couple comic series where they did kind of have that, where it is the Shazamily
Yeah.
kind of all doing things
Yeah.
together. So I'm curious, where they're going to go with it. But yeah,
All right. Well, then our second thing, of course, was Black Adam. That's right. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I saw coming on stage in his full Black Adam attire, electricity behind him coming, floating in the sky. Pretty cool entrance, man. I love when people get dressed the part to Comic Con, that they come out like how Tom Hiddleston did as Loki, and just when they
sure.
do stuff like that, it's
And they're
super,
in
super cool.
character. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So it was cool to see. Expected again to maybe hear a little bit more about the movie, to know a little bit more about the background, and maybe hear about a little Superman. But we did get, like I said, not a full trailer, which I was kind of expecting, but not expecting at the same time, just because they did recently release that trailer maybe 2 months ago. So
Yeah.
I didn't think they were probably ready to be like, here's our next big trailer. But they put out what they call a Comic-Con sneak peek, which
Okay.
I remember when Batman v Superman put out their Comic-Con sneak peek, and it was like 6 minutes long. It was fantastic. And then this is like a minute and 15 seconds. Uh, it's okay, but it's very much a trimmed down version of the trailer. I mean, honestly, there's only a couple quick new shots in it. There's a really cool shot of Dr. Fate kind of multiplying and holding Black Adam down while he's trying to like get out, which that looked cool as hell. But other than that, there's not much else that really happened in this. So you might have saw more footage, and that's what we'd love to talk about. Seeing The Rock in person up on stage talking about this project that he's been involved with for like 15 years. So it's cool to see it come to fruition. This is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I love The Rock. Very excited to see him in a DC film kicking ass. I do feel like they're holding back secrets on us of this film. So yeah, what did you think of what you saw? Now you said you saw some footage with Amanda Waller. I don't know, maybe you saw more than what we did. Like I said, we saw a very short sneak peek. Maybe you saw a longer sneak peek. So kind of just what was your takeaway on Black Adam?
So I'm trying to quickly see what they released because I forgot to look at that. But did you see Adam Smasher like growing as he's running?
Possibly. I think it was just that same shot from the trailer where he's just kind of running through the street,
Okay.
big already.
Okay, yeah. So this goes into that spoiler territory. If things and moments and events that you guys may want to save for yourself. So just to let you know. But all right. So the whole event with Black Adam starts, and I don't know if you've seen this, Don, where he's out on stage and he's going like this, and the
Yeah,
lightning is shooting out.
yeah, we
There
tweeted
was
that.
there was a good like minute or 2 minutes before that even came up where it's just black, and then there's like some lightning and thunder, then there's some smoke comes up and lightning and thunder all over the place. Before the show, they gave everybody one of these necklaces, little and then they kept telling us, there's a tab in there, pull your tab out. And so we pulled it out, and I just broke it. Great. So
Live
like
TV,
that.
ladies and gentlemen.
No, we're good. We're good.
Live
All right,
TV.
we're back. We're back on. But when that was happening, he was doing this. These were lighting up. These were they were like lighting up. So that I didn't notice until like the very end. I was like, oh snap! And then at the very end of the whole bit, the hostess was saying, wow, that energy when you came out, that was dope. Can you do that again? He was like, all right, I'll do it again. And then he did the people's eyebrow, and everyone just like went nuts. And he was like, all right, hold on. And then he went like this, and then the background flashed, and then everyone's like, things started lighting up again. So fun little moment. But
Nice.
to answer your question, DX, the start of the sneak peek that we got to see was some explorers going into like a tomb and then trying to figure something out, and one of the girls had like this lightning bolt necklace on her neck, and then she started saying some kind of incantation on the ground, and the ground started lighting up, and a big lightning bolt hits the ground. And then after that, after all the smoke clears, it's Adam like standing there, and his cloak is down, and all you see is like the bottom of his mouth, and they must have darkened his face a little bit to kind of give that comic booky kind of feel. And immediately all the guards start lighting him up with guns, and he's just standing there, and the bullets are just like bouncing off of him, and he starts floating, and he like quickly does a flip, and he grabs one of the bullets, and he looks at it, and he says like in a foreign language, your magic is weak, let me show you, or something like that, like let me show you real magic. And he runs up and he grabs the dude by the neck and then just electrocutes him, turns him into dust, and then just like drops his bones on the ground. And the rest of the thing is just him slow. Like, what if Superman had a bad day and just beat the snot out of people? He was lighting these people up, and the way that they were doing it, and the choreography or whatever, it was just grabbing one guy by the leg and smashing him on another dude. It was so freaking dope. And then after that, they're calling for help, and then that's where they kind of call, and then Amanda Waller's on the other line like, well, yeah, you guys are kind of screwed, but we can call the JLA to kind of handle it. And I don't know, man.
Justice League.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Do we not know who Superman is?
Zones, there's zone. It's not their jurisdiction. Yeah.
Yeah, he's out of the US. So
it was weird too, because they said in the con that the JLA is the longest superhero organization in that universe. So it's as if they said that they were a team before the Justice League was a team. I don't really get that.
Which is, I mean, it is in the comics, but the JLA is like old school. Like they were there like in the 50s. So I don't understand how they're trying to say they're in the modern day. That's what's weird.
Right.
To me.
And there's only like 4, maybe 5 of them.
Yeah.
And 2 of them are super new. I don't know what Cyclone is. I didn't even see her in the trailer, but she came out.
She pops up quick in the sneak peek.
Yeah. There's a funny moment too, and I don't think I got it on camera, but Cyclone, the actress, came out, and the dude that plays as Hawkman was like this to give her a high five, and she didn't see, so she like high fived everybody, and he was just up there for a while. Then one of the cast members kind of gave him a little high five, and he was like, yeah. So but no, there was definitely a lot that was missed. Even there was like some helicopter when he busted out of that tomb. There were a couple of helicopters outside waiting for him, and he had like a nice little fight scene between the helicopters. One shot and missile at him. He grabbed it and throws it at the other one and picks up the other helicopter. And oh my gosh, it was exciting. And just like with all the action was happening, just like all the oogles and boogles were bubbling up inside of me. And I like this movie has skyrocketed in terms of anticipation list.
Nice. That was my next question. I was going to say, where did this go on your anticipation after seeing this?
I want to say it probably has launched far beyond a lot of the Marvel stuff that is supposed to be coming out. But I mean, this is a this year movie, and I know like the rest of the Marvel movies aren't going to be coming out for a while, but like honestly, like more than Ant-Man, more than any of the TV shows that are coming out, this movie, man, it and then again too, it's hard to say, right? Like every time like somebody is pushing a movie, they always say things like, you know, passion
Yeah.
project, trying new things, best that has ever been, you know what I mean? And you just
Hmm.
kind of like, oh, you like,
Yeah.
everybody
Same
says
old
that,
stuff.
but the way that The Rock was talking, I mean, he's like, you know, he's been trying to do this for 10 years, and
Mm.
he wants to and you know, he's a bit of a perfectionist, and I think you know this, DX, and
Hmm.
he doesn't want to just come out with the next, you know, Tooth Fairy movie. Like he wants to come out with a movie that everyone is going to be excited for, and with this character that he is, and then even with the suit, and you're saying like he wants to like really make a name for himself as a superhero, and I kind of feel that, and I don't know, he got me. If this movie's trash, then he got, I'll admit he got me, but
Yeah.
with all that, man, I am super excited. And going back to the Shazam one, like people kept trying to ask about Shazam and Black Adam and chances, and they're like, I can, you know, we're not talking about any of that. And I was
Yeah.
kind of hoping for maybe like during the transition, maybe like Levy and
Right. Would have walked
Rock would like
across the
do a little.
stage together or
That would have
something.
been a little fun, little eye to eye moment, like a little flex. But you know, they didn't do anything like that. So
Damn.
yeah,
Lost opportunity again, DC. Lost opportunity again.
yeah. But man, like
Yeah, no, I mean,
this.
this is dude's straight up passion project. I was just watching a clip that someone had put out when he was doing press for Southland Tales, which is a
Mhm.
movie not a lot of people have seen. I think it was like his third movie that he did after he became an actor, right? Like he had Scorpion King. Oh no, fourth movie. I think he had Scorpion King, The Rundown, Walking Tall, and then he did this movie Southland Tales. So this is like
Okay.
early 2000s. And during the press, somebody says to him in a press interview, like, "Hey, is this true that you're looking at doing Shazam and Black Adam?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is something I'm actually having a meeting tonight, gonna go talk with blah 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 about this." And he goes, "And I'm really looking," he goes, "not to do Shazam, but I want to do Black Adam." And this interview is so old, man. It's like 13, 14 years ago. And he
Wow.
literally is talking about doing Black Adam. So you can tell, man, like he never let this one go. I mean, he announced like 8 years ago he was going to be Black Adam officially for the DCEU. Like right when I think Man
Yeah.
of Steel came out, he was like, I'm going to be Black Adam. And here we are
Yeah.
going in 2022. Finally, we get it.
Yeah.
But like you said, he is a perfectionist. He wanted to make sure the story was right, the beats were right, the effects were going to be right. Like supposedly they're using all kinds of new technology in this thing and
Mhm.
all kinds of stuff. So I mean, I'm super excited, man. Like I said, especially since it feels like they're holding back on the footage they're showing us big time.
Yeah.
Um, that makes me feel like they got some surprises up their sleeves. So very, very cool.
And
So
it does feel a bit unique with the storyline they're going with. I mean, he is, you know, he has already had his powers for like however many centuries, and you know, who knows what happened and why he was banished. But you know, we got this storyline of him going on in like what, like Egyptian times,
yeah.
like way back in the day, and it looks like there's like a lot of law, like family loss and betrayal, and he just probably develops this cold heart to him being woken up in modern day, and then him like kind of realizing everything that's happening. So it's, you know, they keep, you know, Black Adam in the comics is a villain, and they keep saying the word anti-hero, but this is the first time I've literally felt like this, he's not a good guy, but it's one of those the situations where the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and things are
Mhm.
you know, will work out for everybody in the end. But that I can think of, I can't remember them kind of pointing to like a greater bad. Like there probably was an image or two, but I can't think of it now. So
Yeah. Well, the rumor has it that God, I can't remember his name. It's like Sabak or something like that. It kind of looks like the devil.
okay.
That's the actual villain, and that of course was a leak from the toy line. And that
Oh,
we always learn from the toy
always.
line,
Yep.
the Lego set. You know, where's this movie going? Oh, the toy
Yeah.
line shows Sabak, and
There we
so
go.
so we're hiding him, right? But
Yeah.
you know, I still want Superman cameo at some point.
Dude,
So
man, seriously, or
uh,
some kind of
that's where it's got to
Shazam.
go.
Yeah.
There, you know, and there was like a month ago, somebody had tweeted The Rock and said, like, man, I'd love to see Superman and Black Adam go at it. And Rock retweeted it and was like, I feel you and I see you. And like
That's amazing,
that got
dude.
everybody being like, he's got to do something, right? Like,
Yeah.
why would you retweet something very specific? And the picture was one of those split logos that had the half Superman S and then the
Yeah.
half lightning bolt.
Nice.
For him to say, I hear you and I see you, and he's the producer on this film. He's got the same manager as Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures on his Instagram of him and Henry Cavill chilling with a drink.
Yeah.
I just he knows that how badly everybody wants it, and I feel like Rock's the kind of guy that could go to a DC president and be like, I don't care what you're doing with Superman, but I want Henry Cavill in this fucking thing. And they'd be like, all right,
Seriously.
dude, like whatever you want, Mr. Johnson. So I feel like it's gonna be there, even if it's just an after credit scene of Superman being like, I need to go after this guy and put this dude in check, just
Right.
something. I
That
feel like it's gotta be there.
it's so much more exciting than a Batman v Superman. I'm sorry, where these two probably can't really,
Yes, because it
go
makes
toe
more
to toe.
sense.
These two could go toe to toe, and
Yes.
yeah, and like, you know, we look at celebrities from afar and like, wow, that's like the nicest person. I actually want to meet that person. Like, they seem so cool. Like, this dude, The Rock, he seems like such a nice guy. Like, he is the dude
Yeah.
I would love to just like talk to and like, like
Yeah,
just
get
have a
info.
conversation with. The con was over. They're like, okay, all right, that's enough questions. We're good. Everybody. And Rock was like, hold on. We got somebody right there. Go ahead. We got time for one more question. And like, he
Yeah.
stopped the whole thing just to allow another fan to ask him a question. And like, it was, yeah. He does stuff for the fans, it seems. And
Yep.
I don't know.
He always says, man, it's the fans that pay his paycheck, so he's like, I do it for them, and I love it. He's got the right attitude. He is the hardest
Yeah.
working man in Hollywood. So faith, Mr. Rock.
Yeah.
And that's it, guys. Like we said, DC, that's your two things, baby. So we're gonna jump about 6 hours ahead, and we're gonna go to the Marvel presentation. So this is where Kevin Feige said, hold my coat, I'm about to go wreck shop up in here. So the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Feige comes out for the Marvel presentation, and talks about a little bit about phase 4, lets us know, hey, this is kind of what we've been doing, this is where you've seen kind of where we've been, right? We've had Disney Plus come into the picture, and we've had WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we've had Shang-Chi and Black Widow and Eternals and Miss Marvel and Moon Knight, and we've had all the good stuff, right? Thor, Love and Thunder, we've had Multiverse of Madness, and phase 4 is about to come to a close, so we finally start to see where the future is going, right? Phase 4 officially closing with 2 more projects. We have She-Hulk, which drops on August 17th, and then we have Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So those 2 projects will wrap up phase 4, Black Panther being the culmination of phase 4. Now, Kevin Feige let us in on some secrets of what phase 5 and a little bit of phase 6 is going to look like, and we got the official name, the Multiverse Saga. So you can see Peeps' hat right there, exclusive from Comic-Con. Kevin Feige wearing that same hat at the con on Saturday. The Multiverse Saga, as you know, phase 1, 2, and 3 was the Infinity Saga, as we built up with the stones and Thanos and everything there. And now we're going to have phase 4, 5, and 6 being the Multiverse Saga. So how is that saga going to come to play? And that's where we started to learn about phase 5. So phase 5, man, get ready, because we got Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania kicking things off on February 17th of 2023. So that's going to be your kickoff to phase 5. Then we got Secret Invasion kicking off on spring of 2023. I like for the TV shows, of course, still no release dates. We just kind of get an idea. But Secret Invasion, of course, the show with Samuel L. Jackson and Colby Smulders, the Skrulls. We're going to talk more about that in a second. Then we got May 5th, 2023, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We're going to get Echo in the summer of 2023. Of course, Echo, very heavily rumored to have Daredevil and Kingpin along with Echo, and we'll see where that story goes. Echo, of course, made her debut in the Hawkeye show on Disney+. Also in summer of 2023, we're going to get Loki Season 2, so we're going to find out some more about those variants. Then in July 28th of 2023, we're going to get the Marvels, of course, the Captain Marvel sequel that will bring Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel together in some more out of space hijinks. Then we finally got a date for Blade, Mahershala Ali. We knew about Blade years ago, and we've just been waiting. Where the hell is Blade going to come? And now we know November 3rd, 2023, we're getting Blade.
Yeah.
Ironheart in the fall of 2023 on Disney Plus. Ironheart going to make her debut in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So you're going to get to see kind of like a Mark 1 of her Iron Man suit in that. And then obviously go into her own Disney Plus show. Agatha, we knew it was Agatha all along, and now we know she's going to get her own show. Agatha Coven of Chaos is coming winter of 2023. Got a big announcement that Daredevil, we knew it was probably coming. There was lots of rumors going around. I had done a quick bite months ago that this was a big rumored one, but we got official confirmation. Daredevil Born Again is coming to Disney Plus spring of 2024. And we also found out 18 episodes, which is redonkulous for a Disney Plus series. I love it, but never saw that coming because these damn Disney Plus series were always talking about 6 episodes. What the hell can we do with that? We're getting 3 times that for Daredevil, and confirming that Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, and Vincent D'Onofrio coming back for that one, which is fantastic. We knew we were getting a Captain America 4. This one now officially titled Captain America New World Order. We're going to get Hulk Hogan in the team in this one. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But we're going to get the New World Order on May 3rd, 2024. And then wrapping up Phase 5 is, we were rumored for this one as well, too, but now it's official, Thunderbolts. So the Marvel Suicide Squad getting put together over here. The Thunderbolts coming out July 26th, 2024. So between 2023 and 2024, those are our Phase 5 releases right there. And then he said, we're not done yet. We're going to go into Phase 6 and give you just a snippet. We only got a couple projects listed in Phase 6. There's 8 other projects grayed out in this area, and that's where I think D23 is going to come into play, and we're going to get Deadpool 3, and we're going to get some other big stuff, maybe Shang-Chi 2, is where I think a lot of the other things are going to kind of come back into play. But kicking off Phase 6 on November 8th, 2024, is finally Fantastic Four. So we are officially getting that. We knew it was coming, but now we know a release date. So kicking off Phase 6 is Fantastic Four on November 8th. And then to culminate Phase 6, which this was exciting, 2 Avengers movies. Shocked. I knew they would do another Avengers, but did not expect 2, and really did not expect 2 within 6 months of each other, because we have Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, coming out on May 2nd, 2025. And then 6 months later, on November 7th, 2025, Secret Wars, Avengers Secret Wars. Yep, we've been talking about Secret Wars. We knew this is probably where this was going. You're going to do a multiverse saga. How do you not wrap up with the Secret Wars? So, man, that's a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about the trailers here in a second, but I want to pause, reflect. Bro, we talk a lot of Marvel on this show. We're always counting down our favorite stuff. 4, 5, 6 phases. We've been wondering, where the hell is this story going? Now the picture's getting a little bit brighter. Some exciting stuff on the docket. Some stuff we knew about, obviously, but some stuff we didn't, and obviously official dates. Finding out things like, where we're headed with this Avengers stuff. What do you think, man? Phase 5 and 6, dude.
Like, an interesting thing that Feige showed during this showcase is, first we announced Phase 4 like this, and then after he kept going, and then we dropped this, and then movies and shows that weren't announced actually filled some of those spaces. So I think there were like 4 movies or 3 or 4 movies that weren't initially announced in Phase 4 that that were pushed in there, and whether if that was because of pandemic shifting around or what, that still has me a little bit excited for these announcements for Phase 5 and 6. It's like, okay, we see this docket, but that some more stuff can get kind of thrown in there, and they sometimes do like to throw us for a spin. Sometimes. And I think the very interesting thing is that in Phase 6, between the Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, there's 2 movies in between that.
Yep.
Like, what 2 movies are you throwing in there to get us ready for Secret Wars? Is that like a
Mhm.
Spider-Man movie? Is that like that
Yeah.
are we gonna get a mutants? Like, what could be
Yes.
happening? And the fact that they showed us this Phase 6 and showed us that there is a plan, and that's the issue that, a lot of folks, out there, friggins, have had, is that they don't see that it feels like Marvel doesn't have a plan, and this kind of shows you, like, it may seem a
Yeah.
little bit all over the place in the beginning, but like they got a lot of characters they want to introduce, and Secret Wars is like one of the biggest events that have ever happened in Marvel history. And the fact that they're building up to that, it kind of makes sense while we're getting all these like random movies out there. But the fact that Thunderbolts is going to be released within the Phase 5, like that's super exciting. So, something I wasn't expecting at all. They've been talking Deadpool, they've been talking we heard Fantastic Four way before we even heard Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I am super stoked about Phase 5. There's probably one in there that I'm not super excited for, but I'll watch Echo nonetheless. But uh,
You were
Echo,
the most excited for Echo
I know,
when it was
but
originally announced.
hopefully it becomes more like supernatural, and she's just not a person. I don't know. I want her to be like a
Yeah.
super person, so that's
Yeah.
a superhero. But man, and I will say, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but out of all these, I definitely have my number one most anticipated movie that will probably just roll into our next time we do our year's
Mhm.
worth anticipated movies. This is probably undoubtedly going to be my number one pick. I was that blown away by this trailer.
What's your thoughts on, I mean, Secret Wars is so big, and we've all been speculating
Uh,
forever that this was
yeah.
going to culminate in Secret Wars. So, where's your thoughts on the first one being the Kang Dynasty? Like, how do you feel that's going to be the start to lead into a Secret Wars? Like, where do we go in that?
That's tough to say, because Kang, though, has been a big villain in the Avengers comic book history. His deal is with like time manipulation, and he's just very strong, and because he has all the weapons of time, everything of the future, the past, the present. He has everything that can counter the Avengers. He's already experienced the Avengers, so there's no way that our Avengers can stop him. But the Kang Dynasty kind of makes me think of like an Age of Ultron kind of thing, where
Mm,
like we are going to experience a point in time where Kang he is one, and our heroes are going to try to either reverse that or overthrow him, or what. But geez, like
and then he
I can't.
changes time and really f's it up for Secret Wars.
That's what I'm saying. Like where they can go,
We're gonna
like
have like an
time.
Infinity War kind of ending where we're just like shit for 6 months, waiting for Secret
Right.
Wars to start.
Oh my gosh, if they do another Infinity War where they
Yeah,
just like leave us, that
kill
would be
off half
great
the
though.
team.
No, like I know like all the team, but I don't know. And and even with like Secret Invasion as well. And I'm sorry, all the secrets. It might be a little confusing, but Secret Invasion, that's going to be starting off the whole Phase 5. I mean, that's a pretty big event as well. And I'm curious if that's going to have anything to do with the future or Phase 6 or anything, or if it's going to be its own centered story by itself. Because it's in the comics, like Secret Invasion was an event that people who had died didn't actually die. It was the scroll version of them that died. It's like the invasion of the body snatchers. And I don't know. I think it's weird. It's nuts. But what and with this being the multiverse saga, like what other kind of
Yeah,
multiversal stuff are they going to get
right.
into? What else can they do? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big question. I'm just shocked. Like when they started announcing these two Avengers movies, and I was looking at the date, and I was like, "There's no way these are both in 2025." Because we know they did Infinity War and Endgame back to back, and still separated them by a year. So it's like, holy shit, you're really gonna put one out in May and then another one out in November? Like
Yeah.
that's crazy, dude. And I'm a little sad because the Russo brothers were hoping they'd come back. They've been talking even lately about how their dream project is to do Secret Wars, and so my first thought was like, here we go. But they already said it's not them. Kevin Feige already said
What?
it's not them. They've already said, like, both parties have said it's sorry,
I
it's
was
not them.
going to
So
ask that. Man,
uh,
that is sad.
yeah.
They
So
did
hopefully, unless
such a
they're
good
swerving
job.
us and they can figure something else out. But yeah, I heard both the Russos and Kevin Feige after Comic-Con was like, yeah, it's not the Russos. So they
Wow.
said they still haven't picked a director. So maybe
Okay.
there's hope. But as of right now,
Man,
it doesn't.
like
He
what
said,
a
oh, the
big
Russos are too
project.
busy doing their studio and stuff. And I'm like, no, they're not. They would love to do Secret Wars. So let's go.
Yeah,
And
you
who
could be
better
their
to handle this,
spokesperson.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, insane, man. And like we said, there's 8 mystery spots on the Phase 6
Yes.
schedule, where we have one in the fall of 2024, actually 2 in the fall, 1 in the winter, 2 in the spring, and then winter of 2025. Then you get the first Avengers, then you get 2 in the summer, and then Avengers Secret Wars. So lots of gaps, man. I think this is where we're going to get X-Men. I think this is where we're going to get Deadpool. This is where I think a lot of those are going to kind of fill the slots. I think we'll get another Shang-Chi in
Oh
here.
yeah.
Possibly something else with Eternals. I don't know if it's going to be a straight up Eternals sequel, but I think
Mhm.
we could see the Celestials and then just
Sure.
get a story that has some of the characters from Eternals
Yeah.
back. Obviously, because I know they set up the whole thing with Thanos' brother, Harry Styles coming in that post
Yep.
credit scene. We still
Starfather
have the
Jr.
incursion that is happening from the end of Doctor
Doctor
Strange. So
Strange.
now we
Mhm.
have Charlize Theron there with Doctor Strange hopping around. We know the incursion has something to do with Secret Wars and
Yep.
stuff like that too. So how's that going to play in? So big stuff, man. Big stuff. So let's get over to the trailers first. So this was released to the public. The first one was the She-Hulk trailer. So we've already had one trailer. They dropped the second one. This show comes out in just a couple weeks. What was your thoughts on the new She-Hulk trailer?
I was extremely ecstatic that she's going to be breaking the fourth wall. I
Mm-hmm.
love
That was
that.
great.
That is very exciting. That moment where she talks to the camera, and then Bruce is like, "What are you talking? What are you
Yeah.
doing?"
Yeah, she even double takes and is like, oh
Huh?
shit. Like, what did
Yeah.
I just look at? Yeah.
Oh my, that was so perfect. I'm so glad they're doing that. It just looks fun. It looks like I don't know, what if Ally McBeal had superpowers, And the fact that we're getting Abomination again, and we're going to get a little bit more into him, and with the Thunderbolts around the corner, are we going to get maybe like a little bit of a redeeming arc from the Abomination? Like, when he had taken the super soldier serum, though he didn't go around killing people and being a cliche villain, he just wanted Banner, and he had this laser focus that collateral damage didn't matter. And the fact that she's supposed to represent him, I think that'll be like interesting. Like, I think there's like a, what did she say? A conflict of interest
Yeah, I
here.
love that she said there's conflict of interest. He tried to kill my cousin Bruce. I
And
was
then the
like,
guy's
oh,
like,
that's
"No,
great.
there's not. You're fine." And
Yeah,
she's like,
you're fine.
"Oh, yeah." I don't know. It's interesting, and it's also going to go into this like She-Hulk dating life, and then all these kooky, probably throwaway, characters that they're going to throw in there, and
Yeah,
it just
Frogman.
right. Man, for a minute, I think it was Frogman when he was flying up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my excitement bring, I saw Ironheart, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
Ironheart's going to be in this." And then I saw it again later. Like, oh wait, I'm an idiot. But yeah, man, I'm super excited. This show's right around the corner. I've been excited about it since its announcement. I cannot wait. I don't care how bad the CGI could or can't be. But like the CGI, like that's part of the reason, and we'll get into this a little bit when we talk about Guardians. But that's part of the reason why we didn't get a Guardians trailer, because
yeah.
James Gunn said, like, the CGI is not like 100% complete, and we don't. I think the first impressions are the longest lasting impression. We don't
Yeah,
want
he said I
people.
didn't want to put this out for people to dissect it and then make fun of
Yep,
it. So he was
exactly.
like,
Which
nah.
that's what the internet does. So I
Mhm.
say good call on that. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure Kevin Feige didn't want him releasing that stuff. I mean, those movies are still so far out. Marvel's really at a point right now where they kind of like to focus on one trailer drop and then chill. Like, like we haven't seen the dual trailers in quite some time. Like
Mhm.
Marvel used to be really good at dropping a trailer like a year out, and
Yeah,
now we're like Thor, the first Thor Love
months.
and Thunder trailer we got was 2 months before it came out,
Yeah,
so Guardians is still a year away. So I didn't see them releasing anything like that to the public either. Even the
yeah,
Ant-Man stuff, just because that's still February. I mean, that's still 10 months away. So
yeah.
I didn't see that at all, but the She-Hulk trailer do fantastic. What'd you think, dude? At the end, we get the flip. We see
Oh
Matt
my
Murdock.
gosh,
Daredevil was highly rumored, obviously being a lawyer. She's a lawyer. Come on, we got to
it
give
makes
Daredevil,
sense.
right? And he's in the red and yellow suit. Dude, what was the
No,
thought?
it was black. It was a black suit.
No, it's the red and yellow, dude. It's the
Really?
red
Oh
and
man.
yellow. Yep.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. Well,
He's
yeah,
got
man.
the red chest and the yellow arms, yellow helmet, yellow. It's the red and
Yeah.
yellow.
Like everybody went nuts, obviously at that, like myself included, and I had no idea if you guys are going to get this, but I just
Yeah.
couldn't help but like sending it to you. Daredevil's in it, and like this we've won the Netflix series did so well, and we've
Mhm.
wanted this for so long, and we got that little teeny tiny tease in the last Spider-Man movie, but the fact we're going to get him in costume, potentially
Mhm.
watching him like throw
Mhm.
down with somebody like is extremely exciting. And like you said, lawyer, come on.
It's
Like you
perfect.
had to. We're talking about missed opportunities. DC, Marvel definitely did not miss opportunities with that one for sure.
Yeah, Kevin Feige was talking about how the street level heroes that are going to be kind of the focus of the street level heroes will be Daredevil and Spider-Man is what he actually called out.
Wow.
So I don't know where that's going, but that's cool as hell. And then I'm like just so shocked at the push for Daredevil all of a sudden because we talked about him popping up in Echo. He's popping up here in She-Hulk. We
Mhm.
got him in his own show in 2 years. He's
Yeah.
they announced that he's going to be in the cartoon Spider-Man show that
Oh
they're
yeah.
putting out on Disney Plus the freshman year.
Mhm.
And in that he's in the black suit. so
Right.
so again voiced by Charlie Cox. So I'm like, dude, they're doing a lot of Daredevil for something that I was like, I haven't seen them use a character this much since Wong. So,
Right.
I'm just like,
Right.
who also pops up in the She-Hulk trailer. So
It
I'm
is
like,
also
Wong is
there.
just
Yep.
living his best life right now. Right. I
Yeah.
love that
Yeah.
she goes, it's in the book. And he's like, the book of Ashanti? It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's law book.
Yeah.
Which is so great. The book of Ashanti.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That was good.
so yeah,
Yeah,
great
and
stuff,
then
man.
I didn't even know Wong was there, but they announced he's going to be
Yeah. They
Benedict
announced him
Wong's
a
going to
while
be
back.
in it. Yeah, so that's I don't know, man. It's I'm super stoked for this show. That's for sure. I can't wait for it to come out. And it just looks so funny, and the whole training scene with
Yeah.
her and Bruce, and she's
And
just
she's like outdoing
doing
him too.
everything, and then he's
Yeah.
just all like, "Oh, you know what? I guess go do your lawyer thing.
Yeah.
You've already got the hulking." And
The only
it's
thing
funny.
that bums me out about that is I'm
Yeah.
starting to get the glimpse now that he's only going to be in like the first or second episode.
Oh
And
yeah.
then he's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
like, he's going to train her. And then he's going to be like, all right, fine, go back to your lawyer life. And then the show will just go from there. And we're not going to get any more Bruce. And I'm like,
Right.
because in the first trailer, I felt like he would be throughout it. And in this
Right.
trailer, it feels very much like that island. He's going to come with me. Let's go train. And then she's going to be like, I need to go back to work. And then
Yeah.
that
And,
sucks.
and I
I'm a
wonder
little bummed.
if they're going to go straight out of the comics for her origin, like
Yeah.
something happens
It's
to
got to.
her
It's got to.
and blood transfusion, and they do
Yeah.
that with Bruce. So yeah, I'm very curious if that's what
Well, I don't
happens.
know how else they would really talk about her getting the powers and stuff if
Right?
it's
Yeah.
not some kind of blood transfusion. I
Maybe
mean,
it's
he's there, so.
maybe it's contagious in their family or something. I don't know. He
Well, I know in the
sneezes next to
first,
her.
it's like he's got COVID.
The whole
Um,
COVID.
whole COVID.
Hmm.
Gamma 19.
Yep. There you
Skynet
go.
Gamma 19. Um, in the first trailer, they do show a car accident, so I'm guessing that is the origin, but
I gotcha. Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. There's only one person with this blood type.
Rare blood type. You gotta
Bruce
find a guy.
Banner.
You gotta do it. Yeah.
All right, and then the other trailer that was released to everybody and had everybody crying worldwide was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So
Yes.
we knew this was the one trailer I knew we were going to get this weekend because Thor's already come out and come and gone. So what's next? What's the next movie to come out that we've never seen anything from? It's Black Panther. So we get the trailer for this. it's a very somber trailer. You know, we have the No Woman, No Cry. We see everybody kind of mourning, right? With
Yeah.
T'Challa is dead, and this is kind of what we speculated, right? They're going to kill off T'Challa. How does Wakanda proceed without its king? What do we do next? And we get the confirmation. It was widely rumored, but that the Atlanteans and Namor are in this thing and they're coming. And you know, is it going to be the same thing? Is he an anti-hero? Is he going to be the villain of the movie? Is this just to kind of swerve us? Is this just, you know, where are we going to get? But that looks fantastic. I love what they're doing with Namor. I love kind of the Aztec vibe of it. Like the visuals look cool of them all riding the whale into the water, and just, you know, the look of him is cool as hell. You know, we see M'Baku, we see, you know, Angela Bassett just kind of being like, you know, everything's been taken from me, like, you know, and it's just
they killed everyone. Or they killed my family. Yeah,
dude, it's just it's so powerful. You know, and then, you know, at the very end, we get a quick glimpse of the, you know, like kind of, and you're like, oh, who's that? Like, who's in the suit? Like, we don't know.
We don't know,
you know,
but they got nice hips, so
probably looks a little thin.
Very feminine.
I don't think that's M'Baku. Like,
I don't think that's M'Baku. I don't think it's Killmonger back from the dead either. So,
you know, I know it's got the gold trim. Maybe it is. It's Michael B. Jordan. We'll see.
Yeah, I know.
But very curious to see. Amazing trailer. I love this trailer. When I watched it the first time, I was just kind of like, damn, that's a downer. But then I watched it back again and I started kind of just getting into the visuals, getting into the presentation, and just ended up loving it. And I've watched it several more times since. And I'm like, that's a hell of a trailer, dude. Like, even just the very end of the titles just coming in, the dong of the Wakanda Forever, you know. And there's a whisper in the background that says Wakanda Forever.
Oh,
which
I didn't
is really,
catch
really
that.
cool. Yeah. It's very cool the way
so
it kind of comes in. So yeah, take us through this one, man. I know you got to see the presentation, you got to hear about it, and then you saw the trailer. What's up,
man? So like, it was very interesting because this was the very end of the whole event. You know, they were talking about phase 5, and then he went into phase 6 and Kang and Secret Wars, and everyone's screaming and hooting and hollering. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, like, wow, I was really expecting something from Black Panther, but maybe they're just going to throw a trailer at us pretty soon. But like at the very end, they were talking about, we've been talking about everything in the future, but let us give you something, that's coming very soon. And then the lights cut out and everybody put their phones down immediately. You don't want to get taken by the Comic-Con police. And then we hear like some like African singing. And then the spotlight comes down in the audience, and then you hear the that drum. And yeah, like in the audience, like there was two dudes that came out, and they had the complete like African like clothes on, and the one dude was singing and the other guy was just kind of playing the drums to it. It was like 3 minutes of them just kind of walking down with this song, and then as soon as they got on stage, like 10 more people kind of came out the woodwork, and it just turned into this giant song and dance where everyone, the one guy's still singing, there's like 5 more people playing the drums, and there's like 4 people like dancing around. It was like so hype. It was a super hype way to get you excited for this. And that the 3 minutes was just them coming on stage. Then there was another like couple minutes of them on stage doing this like routine. It was fantastic. And then shortly after that, Ryan Coogler comes on stage, and then he tells like this story, man, that just kind of hit everybody. And he says that when on the first Black Panther, when they released the first trailer, he showed personally Chadwick Boseman the trailer. And he said the whole time Chadwick Boseman's hand was on his shoulder. And he's like, and if you know Chadwick Boseman, he's got these giant hands, man. And as he was getting excited, his hands was just gripping onto my shoulder. And I was like hurting, and I didn't want to say anything because he was super excited. And by the end of the trailer, he just looks at me and he's like, that was an amazing, like, we are going to like do big things with this movie. And he said that like to this day, like coming out with this trailer that they released to us, he still feels that giant hand squeezing his shoulder, that he's still with him and still saying like, like we're going to, we're doing good things with what we're releasing to everybody. And when the cast came out, and like, it was it was definitely a more of a celebration. You know, a lot of folks were
Mhm.
sad, but like a lot of folks were really just celebrating kind of what Chadwick Boseman had done and really given to everybody else, and you know how they're going to just kind of honor that memory with the new movie. And it's very interesting, like you were saying, like with Namor, like I'm kind of thinking Namor isn't going to be the dude that like kills Black Panther. I'm thinking
Right.
it's more going to be like they send a tsunami to Wakanda for whatever reason, and you know, T'Challa kind of dies in like a blaze of glory, saving people, and he is like a casualty of war, and then. You know, you see like the Wakandans like attacking the Atlanteans in that
Mhm.
Aztecian, so it looks like they take the fight to them, and like man,
Yeah,
like I want to know where this movie goes. You know, is it
I
just
know.
like a movie about war? And if it is, like, yikes, man. You know, Wakanda kind of seems like such a peaceful um, community in the movies, but like you know, you
Yeah.
push them too hard, and that's what see someone pushed them.
Well, they released
So
the synopsis for the movie the next day, which basically talks about how, at the end of the first movie, T'Challa opens up the borders, and says Wakanda's for everybody kind of thing, right? Like, we're not going to be
okay,
hidden anymore. Now that I'm king, we're open. And it sounds like there's a lot of other countries and a lot of other powers that are like, ooh, we want that technology. Ooh, we want this. Like, and they're trying to
sure,
move in. So they are kind
sure,
of under attack in this movie from this outside world, trying to be like, hey, these borders are open now. Let's go. Let's get it.
yeah,
So I'm anxious to see, man. There's some rumors, and I'm going to quote rumors, going
okay,
around because we love to speculate that the real bad guy in this movie is Dr. Doom, and that this is all a Dr. Doom thing,
wow,
and that maybe he's
like he's playing
manipulating
both, yeah,
Namor, yeah, and and he's trying to get the vibranium, and he's trying to do whatever for his country, and just I don't know. We'll see. It'd be a great setup since we know we got Fantastic Four coming to already get Dr. Doom introduced. It'd be something, man. They
that
do
would
like to
make
swerve
sense.
us.
Yeah, like you said, with Doctor Doom's Latveria or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
like yeah, he's like, you know, why should they have everything?
Hmm.
We should have it too, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
man, that would be interesting.
It'd be dope.
But
It'd be dope.
geez, man, like yeah, like and I'll say too, the actor plays M'Baku, what's his name, Winston
Yeah.
Duke. Um,
Winston Duke. Yeah.
he came out like mouth out, and the entire audience is ooh, ooh, ooh. And like you know,
Yeah.
that's just when they introduced him, and then when
Fall
they
back.
then they went back to him, like immediately everyone's like who, like the energy that he got from the audience was
Yeah.
incredible. Like I personally want him to be the next Black Panther.
I
I
know.
love
Me
his
too, man.
character. Oh,
He's
he's a
so perfect.
Wakandan. He's perfect. And to see like, yes, we know Black Panther's a small little, you know, Spider-Man, like agile, but just to see this like massive version of Black
Yeah.
Panther just
He's
going out
so dope.
there. Oh my gosh, I would love that. But I don't know,
Mhm.
man. We'll see. I think they once again did an amazing job of giving us a fantastic trailer with giving us a little bit of story without showing the entire plot of what's going to happen. We
Mhm.
still really have no idea of what's going to be going on outside of
Yeah.
that synopsis that you just gave right now. Like, yeah, like I
Yeah, and that
still really
doesn't tell
don't.
much.
That
Yeah.
doesn't tell much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh
yeah,
man.
that
Yeah,
one was
great trailer.
super good, super great way to end the whole con and all together.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's sad I say end it, but Kevin
Right.
Smith had a panel like right afterwards. So
Oh, did you stay for that?
I man, I was dying. I had to go.
Uh
I
no,
did not.
no.
I wanted to stay
Kevin
for the
Smith
Kevin
tells some
Smith
great
one.
stories, dude.
That's what everyone was saying, and one of the dudes we camped with stayed for it, and I wanted to stay, but I'm like, I haven't
When
eaten
I
in
went,
almost.
yeah, when I
Yeah.
went in '09, like I stayed for a Kevin Smith panel, and it was one of the greatest things I did that whole weekend. It was so good.
Oh
It was so
man,
good.
I heard that too. I really wanted to, but energy said
Yeah, I bet
no.
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. So yeah, so I know that's kind of where the panel ended, but I want to circle back for a second because there was some stuff that y'all didn't see, and we're going to talk about that. They did show some footage from Secret Invasion, which is the next big Disney Plus show after She-Hulk that will be out early next year. Once again with Samuel L. Jackson, Kobe Smulders, and of course we have the Scrolls coming back from Captain Marvel.
Mhm.
So we're, we saw some Secret Invasion stuff. They saw some great stuff from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and of course Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So I'm gonna turn over to Peeps, kind of walk us through each of these three and kind of what did you see, man? Tell us what you saw. We're excited to hear the tease of what y'all saw that we probably won't see for quite some time.
Yeah. So again, spoiler stuff, things that you haven't
Mhm,
seen. If you
mhm.
want to experience this for your own, just keep listening. It's okay. It'll be fine. Just keep listening. Um, but the Ant-Man trailer, the vibe of this movie, it continues that same kind of Ant-Man. It started off so freaking funny with Scott, and you showed that picture, DX, with him reading the
Yeah,
book.
with the
What is
book.
it? What does it tell? Like a little guy, little problems, or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Um,
that. I think I find it.
there, look out for the little guy was the
Like,
name of his book. And like he's reading this book in front of like this audience, and he's just just so into himself as he's reading this. And after he's done reading, he closes the book in this pompous way, and everyone starts clapping. And it's funny because after that, he gets a call and Cassie's locked up. He goes and he gets her out of jail, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she just rolls her eye and just walks away. She's doing petty theft. And
Mhm.
so they're all sitting at the table, and that's their the whole Ant-Man family. Jane, um, uh, Hank, and Hope, and Scott. They're all sitting at the table, and they're just like,
Real
and
quick, I
Scott.
gotta ask you: does Cassie have dark hair in the
She
trailer?
does. She does.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, because I
She
know the
she
girl that got to play her, she's blonde.
she's
So
super blonde. Yeah.
I
And
was
even when
like,
she went on
they better give
stage,
her the
like,
dark hair.
yeah,
Yeah,
but they did.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
saw
did.
the
Yeah.
stage presentation.
Yeah, they stuck with that. So,
Good, good.
yeah, and then they're at the table. They're like, "What are you doing?" Scott's giving her a hard time, like, "What are you doing? You should, be more like me. Like use that, use that energy and do good things." And they're like, "Oh wow, Scott, like what? Like save the universe or something?" And he's like, "Yeah, exactly." He's like, "Wow, you've never talked about that." And then it goes over to to Jane, and she's like, "Wow, you should write a book about it." And he's like, shut up, guys." And they're just like ripping on him like for the next like couple moments, and then something happens, and Cassie gets like warped away, and then they all get prepared, and like some like orb is like in the middle of the ground, and it's like slowly going up, and it explodes, and all of the characters get like sucked into the quantum verse, and that's like when the title comes in, like, and then it's weird, dude. Like we got Jane in her old school like costume, where when you first found her in the quantum verse, she's in that costume, and she's like leading them through like a jungle of weird quantum verse stuff. And you see like a civilization is there, and there's this temple, and she's like moving around plates on the temple to open up the door, and then she's going through, and you hear a voice talking to her, and they're like, "Oh, Jane, you're back." And then the camera cuts, and it's Bill Murray. And I'm like, what?
So random.
Yeah, right. And he's wearing this like garb and getup that is very reminiscent to the Grand Master, or like Tavan. Like I wonder like if they're connected somehow. I don't know. I have no idea who his character is. Um, but yeah, and then like the it's things are happening, it's flashing, and then we get what I said, "Oh snap, that's Modoc." And apparently it's been like released that official, like that is
Yeah,
Modoc that we see in
they
the
did
trailer.
confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, man, like it. And it's nuts because it doesn't look like conventional human face, weird body Modoc. It's like something that's like running at them like full speed with like little limbs and a big head, but it looks metallic, and its eyes are like glowing red. The way it looks, it's like it almost looks like something that's going to eventually become Modoc kind of thing.
Right.
And it looks absolutely terrifying. And then
But
we
he's
get,
in the quantum verse.
yeah. Well,
So I'm
that's what
like,
they make it
so
seem
I'm like,
like,
is he ever gonna make it out to be a threat outside of this? I
right?
mean, that's what's
And
interesting. Hmm.
yeah, so he's there, and it seems like the majority of this movie takes obviously in the
Yeah.
quantum verse. It's not on normal Earth or anything. And then towards the end, we get a voice, and we see some legs, and we see some cape, and then the camera slowly panning up, and we see Jonathan Majors, and he announces himself as Kang, but he's not blue. He's just Jonathan Majors, which I was a little disappointed with. I kind of want
Mm.
my blue, like
Yeah.
no pupiled Kang kind of thing, but that's what we got.
Supposedly,
And
we're supposed to get multiple variants of Kang, so maybe we'll still get that
ah,
one.
yeah,
Hopefully.
interesting. And then Scott like makes a remark about him being an Avenger, and then he like kind of laughs it off and just like, yeah, like, well, you're an Avenger, well, I'm a conqueror, and it's like, oh, and yeah, man, like it just kind of seems like they're just on this, and I think Kang he had Cassie, so they lost Cassie to this thing, and they're just trying to get her from Kang, it
Mm.
seems, and yeah, it looks like, again, we're going back to like a kind of Guardians of the Galaxy or Asgardian, like we're not on Earth, it seems like, for the
Mhm.
majority of this, which seems fun. And there's this whole universe that is alive within this quantum verse. I thought, we thought this whole time it was just
Right.
Jane Van Dyne running around chopping puffs all the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's much more
Did
to it.
you see Cassie in the purple Ant-Man suit?
We
Because
did
there
not.
was that art that came out, that poster that was a Comic-Con exclusive that had her in the
you
purple
didn't
Ant-Man
you
suit.
didn't really you just like saw her from like the face up at that moment
Mm,
when when he had her, but no, like you
mm,
didn't, once she got taken, you didn't see her at all for the rest of the trailer,
mm.
until that one moment, and then you don't really see anything. So um
Interesting.
yeah, but it's neat because you have the whole Ant-Man crew. Even I think Hank like had a suit kind of thing. So like it's going to be neat to have all of them, the Ant-Man family,
Yeah. Yeah, right.
all together. Yeah. So and I
Okay.
I honestly I appreciate these movies. Like a lot of these movies now, it's not just a guy or a character. And I know you're saying you want that with Shazam. Like a lot of these
Mm,
are these team ensembles,
yeah.
and I'm digging that. I would have liked what's his name kind of be there, like, hey, so let me tell you a story
Yeah.
about
You didn't see him though,
he,
right? Because
not
I
at
know
all,
that's the rumor
none of
he's not
them.
in it. Yeah.
Not him, not the
That's
Russian guy.
such a missed opportunity.
Yeah, like that would have been great
Damn.
if he would have went with him too, for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts of the footage? Like, do you get you real stoked for this one?
Like I definitely was stoked for it. Like I said, it keeps that same kind of humor um going. And at this point, like this was probably like the third trailer that they had shown. And again, with all that stuff with Modoc and this
Hmm.
we don't know what's going on nonsense in the quantum verse, I definitely got stoked for it. But I will say, like, another trailer just kind of blew this one like out of the water. um yeah, but
All right.
yeah,
Well,
I'm
let's talk
definitely excited.
let's talk Secret Invasion. So this is the one Disney Plus show that they showed us a little something something for. A little bummed out because the rumor was this would be out before the end of the year, that we were getting this one. I mean,
Hmm.
She-Hulk is in August, so we still have a lot of the year left, and that's it. So kind of
We got
bummed out that this is
Wolf by
2023,
Night, right?
which they didn't even talk about
They
though.
didn't
Like they
even
didn't even
mention that
mention what's
one.
not even on the slate.
Yep.
Which is kind of weird because I know, how he said phase 4 was going to wrap with She-Hulk and Black Panther. Well,
Mhm.
there's also the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, which they said is canon and takes
Yeah.
place after Love and Thunder.
Yep.
So
They
I'm
didn't
like,
talk about that at
didn't
all.
mention
Yep.
that,
Nope.
I mean, I know we had some animated shows announced as well too. We have the zombies, the Marvel zombies that they said is
Mhm.
going to be rated TVMA, which is really interesting.
Sure.
And then we're getting the Spider-Man freshman year. They also announced that they're doing sophomore year as well,
Hmm.
which is very confusing because the Spider-Man cartoon is supposed to be in canon,
Sure.
but Daredevil's in it. And if you
Yep.
see the pictures of the villains, there's a Doc Ock and there's a Harry Osborn, and there's all this stuff that I'm like,
That would
obviously none
create
of this
so
stuff
many
was
questions.
around. Yeah,
Because
like
yeah,
he didn't know who Doc Ock was before No Way Home. So like,
mhm,
and they said Norman Osborn was like, I don't even have a house here. There is no Oscorp. So why is
yeah,
Harry in it? And why do we have these other villains? And why do they look like the Tobey Maguire villains, like out of the comic book? Like it's very odd, like the way they're
yeah,
going with it. Having Charlie Cox voice Daredevil, but Daredevil and Spider-Man never met. Like, I don't know, man. I'm a little, it's weirded out. I see some things saying like, oh, it's a multiverse thing. It'll be another, variant of Spider-Man, another world.
sure.
Um, but I don't know. It feels weird because I remember the original concept was freshman year because we didn't catch up. We didn't know Spider-Man until Civil War. So this was going to
Yeah.
be him getting bit by the spider. This is the
Yep.
origin story that we didn't see in
Right.
film. But
Yeah.
now it feels like they're going way off the rails with this one. So I
Yeah.
don't know. So we're
Yeah.
getting
I
that.
did
We're
see
getting what
that.
if.
That was a different day
It's a
or a
different panel.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they did that one on Friday. They
Okay.
announced What If season 2 is going to be early 2023.
There's a little
Um
bit of I Am Groot in that
Obviously
one
the
too, right?
X-Men 97. Yes,
Yeah.
the I Am Groot, which comes out August 10th. They did release a trailer for that, which is cute. It's going to be 5 episode shorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Secret Invasion, man, this is our next big one. We've talked a lot about with the scrolls and everything. I haven't heard about any of this footage. I heard a lot
Sure.
about the Ant-Man. I've heard a lot about Guardians, but what the hell
Yeah.
happened in Secret Invasion?
Man, it was interesting. Like it starts with Fury, um, kind of I can't remember if he gets off of a ship. Like I think he's getting off of a ship and he's like coming back to Earth and he is like ragged. Like he has like a crazy big beard and his hair is all jacked up and he has no eye patch anymore, obviously. And you hear a voiceover of Maria talking to him like, "Where have you been? Like I've been trying to reach you. You know that things have been happening here, and we've needed you, and you haven't reached out to me." And he's like, "Well, none of that mattered because this is the real emergency." And then ka-tong tong, and then it shows him having a meeting with Rhodey, and they're talking
Oh,
back and forth about like mysterious things and stuff that's going on and they need to do like kind of look into it more. And it's weird because Talos is with him, but he's in his human form, which is understandable, right? Like probably the amount of makeup that it takes to put him and for him to be able to walk around on Earth, like he would need to be
yeah,
in
I
his
guess.
human form. So Talos is helping him, and they're walking around investigating things. But yeah, that's all it shows you is really Nick. Talos and a little bit of Maria in the beginning. You just hear that conversation with her. You don't really see much of her after that. Um, but a lot of the weird stuff with the trailer is like Talos is talking to this dude and they're having a meeting and there's a moment where Talos gets aggressive with him and he stands up like he's going to do something and then 10 other guys stand up behind him and they all look exactly like that same dude. Like they're like 10 different identical clones of the same guy and then it's like,
Mhm.
oh, and then that's where the trailer starts getting weird. And the weird thing that they show us, but they don't give us anything is that there's these bodies that are laying on these tables, and it looks very high tech. And there's like they're like in a kind of cask, and it's like slowly opening up, and you can't see what is inside of it. So I don't know. I know in the comics with the Secret Invasion, they had these bodies of people who died and they look like scrolls, but they had our heroes' costumes on. So that told us, oh my gosh, that actual hero is
Mhm.
still alive. But I don't know if this was that, if they're showing us these bodies of people who died who reverted to their scroll form, or if this is the process in which the scrolls act, because when scrolls do their whole takeover, I guess they also take their memories
Yeah.
so that they can implant themselves within society and nobody notice it. So they showed a lot of that, and yeah, they didn't show a whole lot. I guess that's probably why you haven't seen much. Is this? There's a lot of, oh, who's this? I don't know who to trust. Oh, should I trust you? I don't know. Ah, they're just running around screaming. I'm just kidding. But yeah, and that was really the gist of it. I don't know how much of a role Rhodey actually plays in it.
Yeah.
If Maria is even part of it, like when they did the people coming out, Colby Smulders was the only one there. No Sam
Yeah.
Jackson, no Eric,
Ben
I can't remember his
Mendelsohn.
name. Yeah, like
Ben Mendelsohn.
nobody. Oh, and yeah, the guy who played as Bilbo, he was in the trailer for a little bit, kind of with their little team. Remember, he was the agent that's in Wakanda that plays in the first Black Panther movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And he was in
Yeah,
the trailer for the second one too.
yeah, yeah.
Agent
So
Ross.
yes, Agent Ross. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. They showed him as well, just running around, looking around. Like you don't know what's happening and what they're afraid of and what they're running from. But yeah, It's it was interesting enough. It just seemed like it's going to be that Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You don't know who to trust, and I don't know. I know Scarlett Johansson's done with Marvel, but geez, I would love if the Black Widow that died was a scroll that actually had feelings and actually started loving everything that they were fighting for. So they gave their
The only
life.
problem with all that is like, where the hell have the real ones been this whole time? Then,
Well, that's what they do. They kidnap you and you're locked up. Like you are on a
yeah.
scroll mothership and you're in
Mhm.
prison, kind of thing. So
Mm.
if they go with
Okay.
comics, which and then yeah, Fury was having a meeting with a lady that was kind of like the scroll queen. I didn't see the actress that played as she was the Daenerys in Game of
Yeah,
Thrones. I know she's
that's what I was
supposed to
gonna
be.
ask you. Yeah.
I didn't see her at all in this trailer.
Amelia
So
Clark.
yeah, yeah, didn't see her
Yeah.
at all.
Hmm.
So yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
show
So
a
did you
lot,
get
but
any?
yeah.
Did you get any vibe from this trailer? Because remember, there was the rumor that came out that said supposedly the timeline for this show is during the blip. Was there anything
Mhm.
that felt like that's where this is placed?
No, because War
Because I
Machine
still don't
wasn't
understand
there.
how that's happening.
War Machine was there. Didn't he get blipped?
He did not. Because remember,
He
it was
did
all the
not get
original
blipped.
Avengers. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, they didn't give any kind of vibe. Like life and world seemed like it was
Normal.
going on like normal.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm like, they supposedly said that that's when it takes place, but
I
then
remember that. Yeah.
again, that doesn't make sense because Nick Fury and Maria were both blipped, so
Or was that the scroll version?
or was it the scrolls? But in Spider-Man Far From Home, that's after the blip and he's in space. So
Dag
I
nabbit.
don't know.
Yep. You're
I
right.
don't know. I don't know.
You're
It's
right.
a weird one. That's what I'm curious to see if that really is truly, or maybe a piece of it takes place during the blip. I don't know.
Yeah.
But cool to hear. There does sound like a little more of a teaser than anything else.
It was definitely,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
okay. And then let's go with the big one, man. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I know James Gunn came out. I saw it was Chris Pratt and a couple of the other cast members coming out there. Will Poulter, who of course plays Adam Warlock, came out and made his
Mhm.
debut. Maria Bakalova is going to be the voice of Cosmo the dog. She made her big debut last year, I believe, in the Borat sequels. She was great. So
Okay.
it's good to see her, kind of getting some opportunity there. She's got an interesting voice that I think will be good for the dog.
Yeah, when she was talking, I'm like, wow, that's going to be Cosmo. That's all right.
Yeah,
That's cute.
it's cute. Exactly. So we know this is the end, supposedly. James Gunn been very vocal about this is the end of the Guardians Road. And and yeah, and you guys got some footage, and what did you see?
I'm glad that you went with this one last. When I'm going to release my episode about this, I'm gonna do the same thing. But like, man, this everything, the panel, the trailer, the it was just emotions, and I can't remember the song for the life of me, the song that they played through it, but
Yeah, I heard
it
it was the
wasn't
Flaming Lips song,
okay. All right.
but I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it the feeling of this trailer was just like like it was incredible. And it seems that this movie to me is going to be centered around Rocket for some reason.
Mm.
Whether if they're on their journey to save him or what's going on, it's primarily Rocket. And I think you or Friggins told me that somebody released like 3 seconds of this trailer
Yeah, I
before they
saw it
probably got caught.
with the little rocket.
Yeah, the little rocket and the hands kind of going in there.
Yeah.
And then you get a little bit more of that later on. Like you see like another little rocket, but they have like the metal implants on the on its back. And there's this weird Power Ranger moment where all of them are in these spacesuits, but each spacesuit is like and this is like old school
Oh, I heard
NASA
about this.
spacesuits. And they're like all different colors.
I heard it looked like Among Us.
Okay, yes. Boom.
That it was a bunch of different color Among Us characters.
Exactly. Each one of them was like a green and a yellow and an orange and a
Yeah.
red and a blue. And yeah, they're just like running and like this old, and the moment was so funny. Like, Peter is obviously talking to the Gamora, like we had something like, like if you just give it a chance kind of thing. And she's like, that person that you were in love with is gone. I don't know who you are, Quentin. And he's like, it's Quill. And then like they're going back and forth through some more scenes. And then at the very end of the trailer, Nebula says, can we just move on, everyone, please? And then Peter's like, wait, you guys were able to hear us the whole time? And then he's like, why didn't you say anything? And they're all talking at the same time. And then Drax is like, this is like the despair was so horrible. I was loving every minute of it. And Mantis was just like, it was so sad. I didn't want to make you sadder. And it was fun. And even the actress of Mantis says that like she is not as like passive as she was before. Like Mantis actually like has some action scenes in this one. And Gamora too. Like it's the show or the movie starts with them getting captured by the Ravagers, and the Ravagers are about to kill them, and they're like, wait, we have a meeting with your leader. And then the door opens, and then somebody's slowly walking out, and it's Gamora, and she's
Right. I
apparently the
saw
new leaders of all
leader of the
the
Ravagers.
Ravagers. And yeah, and then like she doesn't look like they do a great job of making you feel like this is a different Gamora, because remember other Gamora, like her hair was like kind of curly and it was like washed and it just kind of bounced and everything. And this Gamora, her hair's like stringy and greasy and like she just like one of the Ravagers kind of thing. um and yeah, oh my gosh, and I even mentioned Groot. Like they show Groot. This dude has been doing push-ups since the last movie. He is like, he
It's all
reminds me
bumps.
of like Raphael from the last Ninja Turtles movie. Like he is big, and there's this moment where he has two machine guns, and he's like da 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 da, and then like he turns around and he has two more arms coming out from the bottom, holding two more machine guns. Like it was so exciting. And then
Is he
the
like
way
fully grown now, or is he still like
it
teenager
he
Groot? Or?
I think he didn't seem as tall as, remember previous Groot was like
Yeah,
7 foot tall. He
yeah.
seemed like eye level to everybody, but so he seems like adult Groot, but he's like just maybe he's like 20s college Groot kind of thing. I don't know. He definitely
Well, I'm
seemed a
like,
lot like he had a grittier face. Like he seems like he's
yeah.
much. And I think it might have something to, and I think that since this movie is centered around Rocket, I think it has something to do with that. And Nebula, she gets punched in the face by Adam Warlock. And he doesn't look the way I would have expected him to look, with like having white eyes and a glowing stone in the middle. But in the comics, that stone is a soul stone. So like they're not doing that in this one. It's just he just has a stone in the middle and the golden what are they called? Whatever those gold alien race people were named. Sovereign, the sovereign
Yeah, the
skin
sovereign.
tone.
So he's gold like them.
He is gold like them, yeah.
Right.
But outside of that, like, and then it showed a little bit more of the High Evolutionary, and that's going to be the big bad. And it's the same actor that was in the you called that out, Don. He was
Peacemaker.
in Peacemaker.
Chukwudi Ojwuji. Like his
Yes,
name is different.
and he didn't do much in the trailer. You saw him, but he didn't do much in the trailer. But they had a whole thing where he came out in the middle of the audience and was
I
slowly
saw that.
walking,
Yeah.
and it was like a
That's kinda cool.
WWE event, man. Like he's like, somebody like he's like going like this for someone to hand him something, and he grabs and he just like throws it on the ground, kind of thing, and then just walks. And he has this serious face. Then out of nowhere, like he'll just smile to everybody, and he goes on stage and he's just talking to the audience like, hello humans, you are all just filthy and disgusting, and it has been, I wish I could say it's been an honor to be in the presence of this vile, disgusting room with all of you, but you do have a chance to be evolved, and yada yada. So I don't know what's the deal with this guy, but
Yeah.
I love to hate him already, and I can't wait to see what they do with him.
I had read he's the one that experiments on Rocket, and that's
Yeah.
why his origin story is heavily featured in this, because the High Evolutionary is messing with the Rocket to turn him into what he is and stuff. So
Wow.
it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that in whatever he started with Rocket, he's trying to finish, and the rest of the Guardians are trying to.
He's trying to make everybody better, right?
Yeah, trying to. And I looked at him a little bit in the comics, and apparently he's a human that just did this experimenting with himself to become this quote unquote perfect being. So he's trying to do that with everything else. So kind of makes sense that he chose a raccoon, Earth, Rocket. Yeah, same thing. Why a raccoon? I would have chose like a bear or Sloth. Yeah, Sloth would have been better. Mhm. But yeah,
But
but
you
yeah,
said this was super emotional. This
it
trailer, you said
was,
everybody was
man.
very, very emotional.
It was, and like after the trailer came out, like just watching the trailer, inside, like, this is it. Like, this is the last one. And before they dropped the trailer, James Gunn announced or mentioned that, like, when he started Guardians, he had an end in mind. He wasn't planning on it be like, this 3 movies or 4 movies or 5 movies. He just knew that he had a start and he had an ending. And this is the story he's going to give us. And then all the cast members were saying that that day was the first day that they had seen the trailer. I guess they had seen it backstage,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, I heard
from
they just
Chris,
watched it backstage the same time you guys saw it and then
yeah,
walked right out. It was like, oh
yep,
shit.
yeah. Chris Pratt was saying, like you could just see it. Like, he's always jokey, Chris Pratt, but he just, there's a lot of somber emotion on his face. And then when they talked to Sean Gunn, and she's like, "What's your favorite part about work?" This movie is like, I mean, my favorite part is working with my brother. We get to do the same stuff we used to do as kids, and this me being this character having like 2 lines in the first movie to like becoming a guardian of the galaxy, like it's a dream. And like he's getting choked up, Karen Gillian was getting she's choked up, kind of talking like these group, family. We keep
Yeah,
that's like the
family.
theme of tonight's episode. This isn't the multiverse saga. This is the saga of family. And yeah, man, like, and there was no Batista, there was no Bradley Cooper, or I don't know, Vin Diesel. I don't know why he would even be there, but
No
um
Gamora either. So.
yeah, no Zoe Saldana either. So yeah, the folks that were there, even the girl who plays as Mantis, like she, every person they went to is like, I'm just trying to hold it all together. And yeah, man, it just the way that the music was playing, and how it was kind of like an orchestra, and it was going things were happening in slow motion. And like I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh, like someone's going to die, or somebodies are going to die, and I don't want this to happen. I love these characters. And yeah, man, it's going to be a ride. But and it
Yeah.
sucks because I wish this trailer came out, because I'm gonna tell you, DX, this trailer by itself is enough to have me, you, and Friggins like break down and talk about. Like, so much was happening in the trailer. That monster from the second one that they attacked in the beginning was in this, and it's coming at them, and they're getting ready to fight it again. And again, Adam and this, whatever they are with their suits, it looks like there's these giant hairs. And I'm thinking, like, are they on Rocket's body? Like, did they shrink down to like a microscopic level to do something on Rocket, or are they on something else? Like, it, oh my gosh. And they didn't show much of Kraglin. I want to
Yeah.
see him like practicing with that arrow a little bit more, like in Thor
Yeah.
when it goes up his nose.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing like that. But yeah, definitely had some Drax uh, um, and yeah, and for some reason it seems like Gamora is with them. I don't know why she's helping him, but she doesn't want to be. She's super annoyed with Peter. And yeah, it's what you would expect. But just
Nice.
the focus on Rocket, you get to see these like blades that are coming down on something, and they're coming back, and they're covered in blood. Like, just Geeky Pat mentioned back when we first talked about this movie that when Peter was looking at Rocket as he was taking his shirt off, it
Yeah.
felt uncomfortable, as if you're looking at an amputee. But then
Yeah.
with those blades that are like, it's like you kind of get to experience what he went through to look like that. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be a ride, but this is without a doubt going to be my number one most anticipated movie. Um, you know, and I
Yeah.
just cannot wait for this movie. I can't wait for a trailer to share with you guys. And I
It's
think,
gonna
was
be
it
a
you
while.
that said that we're not going to get this? Like, we're not going, the
Yeah.
trailer they showed at Comic-Con, is it going to be, they're not buffering that up. We're going to get a completely
No.
different one when they do it.
I mean, it
Yeah.
might be this one when they do decide to, but it's gonna be. I bet you we don't see this for 6 months. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy. I mean, we're not gonna see an Ant-Man trailer probably till November.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and then we'll probably get Guardians in February, so
yeah.
it's going to be a bit. So definitely very
That
envious
sucks.
of that. Did you notice, by the way, since we were talking about all these different projects and you mentioned Rhodey, um, no Armor Wars announcement, which was very, very big. We just talked about phase 5
Wow.
and 6, and there was not a single mention of Armored Wars. Which
Wow.
the writer of the show came out because people were like, yo, did it get canceled? And the writer came out and said, no, it's still happening, just wasn't officially announced yet. But very odd that we just announced through 2025 and didn't even bother to mention Armor Wars. So
Yeah. Not even like a
very
blank
interesting.
slot or anything. But
Yeah.
like I was
I
saying with
mean, it could
phase
be one of
four,
those ones in phase 6, but again, we already knew this one was coming, so why hide that one?
why yeah, well, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
exactly. But
So at
like I said, in phase
D23, we're
four,
gonna be
they
like Armored Wars.
oh
Like, oh,
my
cool.
gosh. They better not. Yeah, that's gonna be I don't even man, I didn't even catch that. Good catch,
Yeah,
Don. Yeah.
it's an interesting one. That's the only one I think that was previously announced that we did not get a word about.
And I will say too, like yes, they announced phase 6, and there's all these blank slots, but once again, I stayed there for 24 hours, y'all, to hear the word mutants used once, and that wasn't used at all. And I will say, like I was
Phase
as
6.
much as I was excited for. Yes, it's and which sucks because that means I'm going to have to do this again next year. Like really, I said like I think this is going to be my last Hall H
Yeah,
run, but I also said that last time, so we'll see. But
we'll
yeah,
see.
no mutants.
Yeah, I think they're going to save that. Who knows, man? Like we said, D23 is in September, and I think we're going to get some big, big announcements. From the rumors that I heard, they were saving like the big announcements and the big casting announcements and stuff like that for D23
Wow.
since it's their
Yeah.
own presentation, it's their own
Sure.
Disney
It's
owned.
there.
So they didn't want to be like, here's, so and so is the new Professor X. Like at Comic Con, they want to do that at D23. So
Yeah, they had
hopefully
so
we'll get
much
some
that they
big.
were announcing at Comic Con, so that it kind of makes sense, they.
It was
Yeah.
a lot, but at the same time, a lot of it we knew about already. Like, honestly, the only surprises were the official Daredevil announcement and the two Avengers movies. Because
Yeah.
honestly, we knew about everything else. So, we got a title for Captain America, but really
Yeah.
all the other shows we already knew were coming. Like, all we did
Yeah.
was get dates.
Yeah.
So, not quite the breaking news that we maybe
Sure.
hope for, but it sounded like a lot, and I think we all ate it up and was like, "This is great." But
Yeah.
then when you sit back and reflect on it, you're like, "I knew about 90% of this already."
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm really excited for D23. I want to see Ryan Reynolds come out on stage in the
Oh
Deadpool
my
outfit,
gosh.
and
How
and
great would that be?
let's go, let's
And
go.
we've been mentioning this, but like I still hope that the Stan Lee cameo is replaced by
Yes,
Deadpool. Like I would love to see just a random Deadpool pop up in a movie and then just be like
it'd be
out.
good.
But yeah, I mean, we got nothing of Loki. We got nothing of like the
Yeah.
Marvels, Blade, Ironheart, Echo. Like, yeah.
Well, they haven't started filming half of that stuff, so I mean, I
Sure,
I
sure, sure.
would
I mean,
expect maybe
Loki, they
something for
have.
the Marvels. The
Yeah.
Marvels that Loki they just started like a week or two ago, so I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
expect anything really shown there. But the Marvels is pretty much done,
Done.
so they
Yeah.
could have shown something there.
Sure.
But that's why they ended up flipping Ant-Man because remember Marvels was supposed to come out first and then Ant-Man. But Ant-Man finished filming first, so they were like, "Oh, we're gonna flip those release dates
Sure.
and give the Marvels some more time." So
Yeah.
because that's what we were talking about. Miss Marvel finishes and they set up this big after credit scene, and you're like, well, now I got to wait a year to
Wait
see how this
forever to
pays
see
off, dude.
what
A
happens.
full
Yeah.
year to see how that one goes. So,
Oh man.
um, well, cool, man. Well, anything else that's worth mentioning from Marvel or DC that you thought about maybe after the fact or anything?
Man. Not really that I can think of. I mean, we talk about DC. They had a Sandman panel, and I know Sandman is DC adjacent, but it's not like
Yeah,
connected to the DCEU at all. Which Sandman looks pretty interesting, but I mean, I really don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, like everything like in the Marvel world, I mean, it was nice that we, after the whole pandemic and everything, that we finally got like this kind of, it feels like it's solid now, right?
Yeah.
Things in DX, you're very, I know you're one of the leaders of frustration when it comes to
Delays.
repositioning and delays because of how they feel about box office success. And this is the first time where it feels like we're kind of getting back to normal. Like, this is our slate, this is our plan,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where we're going to go. And man, just trying to think of things and moments that might have happened. Yeah, nothing really. I think we pretty much covered it all.
Yeah.
And like I said, I need to do a better job at keeping notes so I can get a lot of specifics with everything, because with what, 5 different big trailers that came out, and the conversations that were being had, and I'm trying to text you guys all the deets, and they're still talking in the background. I'm like, what are they saying? So yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know. Everything obviously that's coming down the pipeline looks exciting, and I think myself, friggins, all the Marvel heads out there, like we still got
We
some
gotta stay
juice coming
alive for
down.
many more years.
Oh yeah,
We just
no
gotta
dying.
stay alive. No dying. Don't you go dying on me now.
Don't you go dying on me. Yep.
So
Exactly, man.
well, Peeps, man, tell the people, where can they find you and what you up to these days?
Yeah, those of you that already know or don't know, the People's Forum that is the name of my podcast, which I try to release a new episode every Monday. Today, not so much. Comic-Con kicked my butt, and I literally fell asleep on the floor of my office last night preparing for that episode. So, but yeah, if you want to like hit me up, I am on the Twitters right there, number 4 my peoples. Yeah, I drop all my new episodes on the Twitters. I drop all my new episodes on the Facebooks as well. I'm on Spotify. I'm on the iTunes, and yeah, I got this guy hopping on every now and then. I got friggins. I would like to get DX on there with me so we can talk everything there is to talk about Miss Marvel here very shortly, since that whole thing wrapped up. And yeah. I really need to get back into my reviews. I really want to talk about The Gray Man. Like, that was a fun experience that I need to talk about. So, movie reviews as well. People's Forum. Get at me, dog.
There you go. People's Forum, check it out, reddragonsradio.com, always streaming there along with us. And yeah, make sure you follow our show right here as well. Am I on the air? All one word. And of course, you can follow me directly at DX Don Mega. But yeah, man, it's the show. You see all the different stuff at the bottom there in the ticker. AmIOnTheAir.com is the official webpage. Am I on the Air is the main podcast, airs every single Monday night. Always bringing you the latest and greatest in the week of entertainment news. Right here is Am I Still on the Air? So this is our spinoff where we get to take these moments and talk about these kind of little side projects and things that we want to dig into more. And we even have the Am I on the Air quick bites, which are just very quick 15-minute episodes or so. That just kind of get you in, get you out, and talk about these things. So I do have a quick bite episode talking about all this same stuff, really just breaking down the Marvel slate for 4, 5, and 6, talking that multiverse saga. So you can check that out if you'd be interested to hear some more. But that is our show, guys. I thank you for joining us once again for another Am I Still in the Air? Our DC Marvel Comic-Con 2022 breakdown. I hope you've enjoyed, and stay tuned. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube page and make sure you subscribe. Check out the Am I Still in the Air playlist so you can see more episodes just like this, where we're also talking spoilers about everything you know and love. And then, of course, all the regular podcasts every single Monday as well. Just check out amiontheair.com. And find us at all the socials at the same thing. So very easy to find us everywhere. All the socials. Just find it. Am I on the Air? Just search it, and you'll be good. So thanks for hanging with us tonight on this live broadcast. And until next time, y'all. Peace.